So my last video on reading this thing got a lot of positive feedback, so I decided to make another one. A fantastic idea indeed. Let's not waste any time and get straight into reading. Stop flaming. If you flam it means a prep or a pos. D'only reason Dumelodius swore is cause he had a headache, okay, and on top of that he was mad at them for having sex. PS I'm not updating until I get 5 good revoys. I don't know what a revoy was, but I don't think you'll be getting any. Dumbledore made and Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. You ludicrous fools. He shouted. Ludicrous is misspelled, might I say. And I'm surprised he didn't say something edgier. Isn't this edginess in the form of a fanfiction? I started to cry, tears of blood down my pallid face. How? Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle. Wait, are you suggesting you went somewhere before you went to the castle? Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest. He yelled in a furious voice. Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces? Asked Professor McGonagall. Hardcore burn right there, they're never gonna recover from that, I tell you what. How dare you? Demanded Professor Snape. And then Draco shrieked. Because I love her. If you love her, let her go. Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, Fine. Very well. You may go up to your rooms. Wow. No punishments? Doesn't sound like Snape. Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. Are you okay, Ebony? Draco asked me gently. No, there's tree bark and moss in my V. Yeah, I guess. I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and my hair and changed into a low-cut black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels. Once again, no one cares. When I came out. This fanfic ends because you're gay now. Draco was standing in front of the bathroom, and he started to sing I Just Wanna Live by Good Charlotte. Since when can Draco sing? I was so flattered, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. Don't worry, Hermione hung out in the boys' dorm all the time. We hugged and kissed. After that, we said goodnight and he reluctantly went back into his room. ANSHJT up creeps, okay. PS I'm not update you till you give me good revows. What's a revow? What does util mean? The next day I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black mini skirt. Okay, no one cares, skipping it. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal. Don't try to be funny. You're not funny. Don't ruin humor for me, child. With blood instead of milk, and a glass of red blood. Where do you get all this blood from? Your V. Suddenly someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. Bastard. I shouted angrily, because anime tropes. I regretted saying it when I looked up cause I was looking into the pale white face of a gothic boy with spiky black hair with red streaks in it. He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. Jeez. He didn't have glasses anymore. How do you know he was wearing glasses? And now he was wearing red contact lenses just like Draco's, and there was no scar on his forehead anymore. What? I thought you just met this dude. How do you know all these things about him? He had a manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent, just like me, am I right? He looked exactly like Joel Madden. He was so sexy that my body went all hot when I saw him, kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl so I didn't get one, you sicko. Like you know what an erection is. You were born 5 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. He said in a shy voice. Very sexy indeed. That's all right. What's your name? I questioned. Since when were you polite? My name's Harry Potter, although most people call me vampire these days. He grumbled. Why? I exclaimed. Because I love the taste of human blood. He giggled. Okay, you're a cannibal. Well, I am a vampire, I confessed. Really? He whimpered. Yeah? I roared. The heck? Are you a lion? We sat down to talk for a while. Then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me, so I went away with him. So you were talking with this vampire guy, then you just walked off to hang out with Draco instead? Rude. I take the polite thing back. Well, okay, you guys, I'm only writing discs. I got 5 God reviews. So God reviewed your story 5 times, but he didn't cure cancer? Good to know. NBTW, I won't write to NXT chapter till I get 10 God Vons. What's a Von? STO flaming or I'll report you. Even he isn't a Marie Sue, okay, she isn't perfect, she's a Satanist. Satan tits. And she has problems, she's depressed, for God's sake. There's a difference between being depressed and edgy. Draco and I held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. No one cares about your nail polish. I was wearing red Satanist sings. Satan can sing too? On my nails in red nail polish. See, does that sound like a Marisu to you? Yes. Yes it does. I waved to Vampire. Dark misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. You've literally just met him. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went into his room and locked the door. Then we started Frenching passively. How uneventful. And we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. Okay kids, look away now. He felt me up before I took off my top. Wrong off. Then I took off my black leather bra and he took off his pants. Who wears a black leather bra? We went on the bed and started making out naked, and then he put his boy's thingy in mine and we had sex. See, is that stupid? You just seem desperate to show everyone you're mature. But this isn't even the slightest bit better than the first sex scene. Also, did you just say you had a boy's thingy as well? So you are gay. Oh Draco, Draco. I screamed while getting an orgasm when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I had never seen before on Draco's arm. Convenient. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it in bloody gothic writing were the words, Vampire. I was so angry. You bastard. I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. Wait, how do you know he dated that vampire guy? He could be just showing appreciation for vampires as a whole. He seems like the type. No. No. But you don't understand. Draco pleaded. But I knew too much. No, you frisking idiot. I shouted. You probably have AIDS anyway. Wow, rude. I put on my clothes all huffily and then stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked. Disrespect. He had a really big you-know-what, but I was too mad to care. Yeah, size doesn't matter, my child. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. Vampire Potter, you mother frisker. I yelled. Is that even legal to just storm right into someone's classroom? Stop flashing, okay? If you do, then you are a prep. What on earth does who cares? This author speaks a whole other language that shall never be understood. Everyone in the class stared at me, and then Draco came into the room even though he was naked and started begging me to take him back. Ebony, it's not what you think. Draco screamed sadly. How does one scream sadly? My friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at me understatedly. That spelling though. She flipped her long waist-length gothic no. Just no. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. She still has nightmares about it and she is very haunted and depressed. Edgy. It also turns out her real last name is Smith and not Granger. What? You never called her Granger in the first place. You can't butcher the characters like this. You can't. Since she has converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. That's just offensive to Slytherin. Not all Slytherins are evil. What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit? Snape demeaned angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. These insults the teachers give are just the best, I tell you what. Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco. I shouted at him. Everyone gasped. Someone call the police please. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. Wait, what? Did the POV just suddenly change? I had went out with Vampire, I'm bi and so is Ebony, no one cares about her sexuality or yours. For a while, but then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy frisker. We were just good friends now. Should be we are good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was gothic. Haha, like I would hang out with a prep? These characters stink even more than mine somehow. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore, said Vampire. Yeah, frisking right. Frisk off. You bastard. I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the Forbidden Forest where I had lost my virility to Draco. The POF changed again. And then I started to bust into tears. What's your virility? Wait, we're looking this up. I knew it, Ebony is male confirmed. AN, stop flaming okay. I didn't read all the books. This is from the movie okay, so it's not my fault if Dumbledore was. Saying this is from the movie is no excuse, my man. And I know you're on man now. It's confirmed. This you is zeist he had a hadak. And the reason Snap doesn't flick Harry now is cause he's Christian and Vampire is a Satanist. MCR rocks. I'm sure it does. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. You didn't even listen to his whole story? I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a suddenly, an horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. I soon realized it was my reflection. Ha. Ha. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. Yeah, I wear black but I'm not goth, am I? It was Voldemort. No. I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted imperious. And I couldn't run away. Finish him, Voldy. Crookshanks. I shouted at him. Wait, that's not a spell. That's Hermione's cat. Are you throwing Hermione's cat at Voldemort? Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. You're still a douche? Ebony. He yelled. Definitely yelling. Thou must kill Vampire Potter. Where did Shakespeare come from? I thought about Vampire and his sixer eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remembered that Draco had said I didn't understand. So I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? I was saying that before, but no. No, Voldemort. I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. Since when do wizards have guns? And why aren't you asking Voldy why he wants you to kill Vampire? Just kidding, I understand. I want to kill him too. No. Please. I begged. Thou must. He yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know, Shakespeare? I asked in a surprised way. Know what? Voldemort got a so retarded look on his face. That's the best line I've ever read, oh my god. I hath telekinesis. He answered cruelly. And if you doth not kill vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco. He shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco. I said. Hi. That's all you have to say? Hi. He said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram. Jedit, nope you loser, between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. Are you okay? I asked. No. He answered. Neither am I. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me. I expelled. Expelled? That's okay. He said, all depressed, and we went back into Hogwarts together making out. And that was the worst line I've ever read. Oh my god. Stop it you gay fags if you do not lick my story den frisk off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't here, my Lafertalentian vampire are evil, that's why Dame of House is okay. Let's just move on. I was really scared about Voldemort all day. Spelling. I was even upset went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band Bloody Gothic Rose 666. Is that your Tumblr username? I am the lead singer of it and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot and MCR. How many people actually know those bands exist? The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diablo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it, not Ron too. And Hagrid. Hagrid of all people? That's kind of random. Only today Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS. There's no way I am writing that, or a stake. Right then, even though you still technically wrote it, and Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. When you're depressed you always do things like that, rather than trying to make yourself feel better, which would benefit everyone, especially yourself. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs. You don't have boobs, you're a man, and tiny matching miniskirt that said simple plan on the butt. You might think I am a slut, but I am really not. You're a man, idiot. We were singing the cover of Helena, and at the end of the song I suddenly bust into a breakdance, I mean tears. Ebony. Are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. Concerted? What the frisk do you think? I asked angrily. And then I said. Well, Voldemort came and the frisking bastard told me to frisking kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him, because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. And even if I just met him. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will frisking kill Draco! I burst into tears. You could kill Voldemort yourself. That might make this more entertaining. Maybe on the good side though. So perhaps not. Suddenly Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Wait, what? Was he just waiting there like a stalker? Why didn't you frisking tell me? He shouted. How could you frisking pose a mulbeach! See, is that out of character? Yes it is. I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Great description. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't cause he had a headache. It was because he realized he was in this fanfic. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. How do you cry wisely? Cry while spouting out fun facts or something? See, that's basically nut swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. UOA. Everyone celebrate. Stop flaming up creeps. See if this chapter is through exclamation mark 1111 it dells Whitley Thrisis. SPC for herself if it's stupid BRW fangs to Marfreen Draven for lepping me. No. I screamed. I was horrified. Meanwhile, IHF couldn't be happier. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me but I told her frisk off and I ran to my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me shouting but he had to stop when I went into my room cause he would look like a perv that way. Well, at least someone here has decency. And I'm not including myself since I've lost my decency for reading this fanfic. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood and then I slit both of my wrists. They got all over my clothes so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. Don't ruin Linkin Park for me too, I like that band. I grabbed a stick and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so frisking depressed. You're not depressed, you're edgy. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress. No. I couldn't frisking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was, who's Snap? Spying on me and he was taking a videotape of me. And Lupin was masticating to it. What? Masticating? What the hell is this fanfic? They were sitting on their broomsticks. You frisking puffs, stop looking at me naked. Are you pedos or what? I screamed putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Mason on it. R.I.P. Marilyn Mason. Suddenly Vampire ran in. Abracadabra. He yelled at Snape and Lupin pointing his womb. His womb? So did Vampire just pull his womb out of his body and point it at those two? Does this mean Vampire is female? All the genders are lies. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times and they both started screaming and the camera broke. But they didn't die. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Dumbledore? Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has, he shouted looking at Snape and Lupin and then he waved his wand and suddenly everyone died. The end. Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said everyone we need to talk. With no quotation marks. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. He's half giant, you idiot. I may be a Hogwarts student. Hagrid paused angrily. But I am also a Satanist. So is everyone else apparently. This cannot be. Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. How isn't Snap dead? There must be other factors. You don't have any. I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. That spelling though. The lens may be ruined but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. What's a cloak? And then I heard the words that I had heard before but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked and happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. I am so confused about what's happening. Because. Hagrid said and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Wait, what? Since when was Hagrid flying? Then swooped he in singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're gothic? Snap asked in a little afraid voice cause he was a friend. It meant he was connected with Satan. A friend indeed. Because I love her. I am so confused. Well, I think that's enough of this fanfiction for today. I'll probably read more in another video. Thanks for watching.